A war is coming to Ethereum, but for those who hodl Ether, this war may just put some extra money in your pocket. The Ethereum Merge is coming, but there are rumors going around that it's going to be contentious, leading to a fork. But just like in modern world wars, they aren't good, although they can bring economic prosperity to those who know how to play the game. So are you ready to level up? Well, you don't have a choice, because it's time for Chico Crypto. Yep, the Ethereum Merge is knocking on the doorstep. Last week, the Ethereum Foundation posted this blog, Gorley Prater Merge announcement, and the blog states, after several devnets, shadow forks, and merges on deprecated testnets, Sepolia was recently transitioned to proof of stake. Now only one more testnet remains, Gorley and its associated beacon chain, Prater. So when is this happening? Well, the blog states, the Gorley Prater Merge will happen when Gorley hits a total difficulty of 10,790,000, expected between August 6th through 12th, 2022. In just a couple of days, this merge could go down. Why is this important? Well, because it's the final step before the Ethereum mainnet merges with the Ethereum proof-of-stake beacon chain. This means proof of work and miners will go bye-bye into the ether. In the blog under the FAQ and question, when merge, the blog states, assuming no issues are found during the Gorley Prater Merge, once clients have feature-complete releases, a slot height will be chosen for the Bellatrix upgrade on the mainnet beacon chain, and a total difficulty value will be set for the mainnet transition. In other words, soon. So when? Well, in mid-July, Ethereum core devs had a call on just this, and Ethereum core developer Tim Biko said this regarding the mainnet merge.
Can you contextualize that in terms of a mainnet timeline?
So it's like we fork on the 11th, on the 18th we decide on like the final values. So the releases are out like the week of the 24th or the week of the 22nd of August. And then 2 weeks after that, you have Bellatrix. And then 2 weeks after that, you have TTD, which gives you like the week of September 19th.
September 19th or slightly earlier is highly likely if everything goes to plan with the Gorley and Prater merge. But September 19th could also be the day war is waged on Ethereum, as there are already rumblings that the Ethereum miners may be planning a fork and keeping the fork proof of work. Yeah, this is bad for Ethereum as a whole, but it may not be so bad for the holders of Ether. Let me explain. To begin, who started the ETH POW fork rumors? Well, last week, a Chandler Guo tweeted this, ETH POW will coming soon, with a video of what looks to be a group of mostly Asian and Chinese people talking about something, most likely forking ETH. But at the end of the video, Chandler says this to the group, ETH will be forked, ETH POS versus ETH POW. Now, this isn't just some rando posting this on Twitter. Chandler is a guy who has major influence in the mining industry for both Bitcoin and Ethereum. From this profile on Chandler, we can see it says, Chandler is one of the most well-known Bitcoin and cryptocurrency figures in China. He was one of the first Bitcoin miners and was championing Bitcoin and other crypto assets before they had become mainstream. Now he runs one of the largest Bitcoin mines in China, BitBank. But it's not only Bitcoin. In 2016, Chandler tweeted this, I am Chandler Guo. A 51% attack on Ethereum Classic is coming with my 98G hash rate. He had enough hash rate to 51% ETH Classic back then. I can only imagine the hash rate he has today and the influence he has with other miners. And Chandler obviously likes to be in the middle of fork controversy. He was in the middle of ETH Classic. But also in 2017, he supported Roger Ver and Bitcoin Cash by creating Bitcoin Unlimited, a client for Bitcoin Cash, a fork of Bitcoin. But could he get the miner support for this to be a success? Well, back in January of 2021, Ethereum was implementing a controversial upgrade, EIP 1559, which burned a portion of the transaction fees that normally went to the miners. Well, a big uproar happened within the community, and a campaign was launched by Flexpool to stop the EIP from moving forward. As we can see from the website, many mining pools supported the effort. Those who opposed EIP 1559 included Flexpool, Sparkpool, Ethermine, Nanopool, Hivon, and many others. And the website stated, they do not value their miners because they plan to dump them when 2.0 comes. Miners are no longer vital to the Ethereum development or big mining pools because they have made their money, and now miners are an embarrassment. So it's likely these pools may support Chandler. And looking at current miner hash rate distribution by blocks, we can see from just 4 who opposed Ethermine, Hivon, Flexpool, and Nanopool, they have nearly 47% of the mining power. With the other opposers, they would probably have above 50% of the Ethereum hash rate. Now, it seems like this fork is going to move forward. On Chandler's Twitter, we can see he retweeted a Mr. Sir who said, Chandler's ETH POW fork to be called ETH-W, with perps launching on Poloniex this month, and Justin Sun's USDD to be the first stablecoin on the ETH POW ecosystem. Which old Justin Sun basically confirmed. He said, Poloniex is one of the world's first exchanges to support Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. Poloniex will support any Ethereum fork if it happens. Feel free to deposit your ETH to Poloniex and get Forked ETH. Yes, my friends, if you have Ethereum and this fork moves forward, you will get Forked ETH, ETH-W. Chandler tweeted this about the fork last week. We will fork ETH. You will get free cash. So for 1 Ethereum, each holder will get 1 forked ETH or ETH-W. How much could the payout be? Well, let's look back at other forks and how much money you could have gotten for each fork. Number 1, Ethereum Classic, which happened in 2016. The fork of ETH Classic initiated on July 20th, 2016. And as we can see from the price chart, Ethereum pumped leading up to the fork and topped out at $14 on the day of the fork. So you could have purchased 100 ETH at a max price of about $13 the day before the fork, costing you only $1,300. That would mean you would have received 100 ETH Classic. We can see from this price chart, if you would have holded ETC to its peak of $136 set last year in 2021, that 100 ETC, which cost you $1,300, would have been a cool $13,600. Plus, you would have had all that Ethereum. But what about another? Well, the Bitcoin Cash fork happened in 2017. It actually happened on August 1st of that year. As we can see from the price chart of Bitcoin back then, in the days leading up to the fork, BTC was around $650, but dumped on the day of the fork. So 10 Bitcoin back then at $650 a piece would have cost you $6,500, of which you would have received 10 Bitcoin Cash. If you would have held that Bitcoin Cash to its peak of $3,800 just months later, that 10 Bitcoin Cash would be worth $38,000. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen once again, rewards like that, but in the history of previous contentious forks that get a large amount of community support, the payout has been pretty dang solid. Although this ETH-W fork is much different than any before, as Ethereum has a large DeFi ecosystem and NFT ecosystem. What is going to happen with these? Are stablecoins going to be doubled? What about staked ETH? What about liquidity pools like from Aave? Well, a proof of work Ethereum means no staking, which means staking projects Ethereum like STETH and RETH from Rocket Pool can't be redeemed, which means their value will be 0. Stablecoins. Well, you can't have fiat-backed stablecoins double their supply overnight and keep their value at $1, as there is no fiat backing the proof-of-work ones. So USDC and USDT on ETH-W will also be worth 0. And since over 70% of DAI is backed by USDC and USDT on ETH, that means DAI on ETH-W would also be near 0. Which affects liquidity pools across the DeFi ecosystem. Uniswap, SushiSwap, and more will also be worth nothing. ETH-W DeFi is dead on arrival. But what about NFTs? Well, this one is interesting. Since the NFT was minted on ETH when it was proof of work, is the NFT on ETH-W the original? A Maximus on Twitter explained this well. They said, I wonder if an NFT black market will develop on ETH1 or ETH-W. I bet there's people who'd love some free money for punks and apes they already will have on ETH2. But for some, these ones on ETH1 would be a chance to own a legitimate copy of the original. So NFTs could find some sort of value on ETH-W. This is going to get very interesting, and it looks like it's happening next month. Cheers, viewers. I'll see you next time.